Hello, fellow Gambians. This is Mr. Omar Jallo, commonly called OJ, speaking to you on behalf of the People's Progressive Party from the Gambia. First and foremost, let me apologize for not being able to give my bi-weekly statements for some time now. But this was due to my very close and restricted activities that I was having at home. Today, I want to address you on the reckless and irresponsible expenditures that are being undertaken by the AFP-RC-APRC government since 1994. All Gambians, both within and outside the Gambia, have witnessed that after the 1994 overthrow, the AFP-RC made a statement that the PPP and all those working within in the government were leading a wasteful and flamboyant lifestyle. But today, all Gambians, within and outside the Gambia, are witnessing the very expensive lifestyle of the head of state, Yahya Jammeh, and the people around him. For Sadawda Kairaba Jawara, for 29 years, has never owned more than 3 vehicles, and all these vehicles were state-owned vehicles. But today, we have witnessed that the head of state has a fleet of some of the most expensive vehicles in the world at his disposal. What a waste at the cost of the poor Gambians who are now living in abject poverty, hunger, malnutrition, and starvation. When they took over in 1994, they made a declaration to stop griots from singing them. But today, not only the local griots and the local musicians, but all musicians in the sub-region and far away up to the United States come here to sing and praise the president, and we witness pissing out millions and millions of dollars to all these people. Unnecessary holding of festivals and spending millions on such occasions is another misplaced priority of this government. For example, because of the poverty and the economic situation of this country, why should this government continue to spend so many millions on the homecoming festival? This should have been left to be organized independently by the tourism authority and the hotel industry to woo more tourists to come to Gambia. Why should the president be involved in spending so many millions of state resources for the organization of such events? Why should the president be involved in organizing wrestling activities and spending thousands and thousands of dollars on such wasteful occasions? Why should the president be involved in so many other competitions while he spends millions of dollars on it? This last birthday, the PCC, the KMC, spent millions to celebrate this birthday, while not thinking of the services they should render to the people of their municipalities. Not only ending there, but the president organized an expensive banquet in one of the most expensive hotels in the Gambia. And then afterwards, organize another festival to celebrate the same birthday in Kanilai. His mother celebrated a big activity here to bring together the Mangas, the Pojangs, and the Bajans, and millions were spent on it. And now, we are going to witness next week the celebration of the award that was given to him by the FAO. That also, I am sure, he will be spending millions and millions of dollars on it. This dishing out of millions of dollars to schools where some of the children go to school barefooted. Some of them don't have uniform. Some of them don't even have breakfast before they leave school. Why put that type of maturity? Well, I call it maturity because any mature government will spend all those resources to build the character of the children, not to think only of partying, but to think of useful activities with the resources of the state. The buying of some of the most expensive vehicles, as I said, does not overwhelm this country because our head of state drives some vehicles that even the President of the United States or the presidents and heads of state in developed countries cannot buy. Why should we be allowing these things to happen? Picking out of millions and millions to Gambians and non-Gambians. And then, of course, giving out $1 million, I think, to Haiti, $750,000 to Taiwan, and then now $500,000 to Guinea and $500,000 to Sierra Leone. While in Gambia, all the hospitals lack equipment and medicine. All schools like teaching materials and learning materials. Not to talk about the farming community. There is no seed. There is no fertilizer. There is no equipment. There is no pesticide. You help the farming community to make sure their produce are not only in the most expensive way, but their produce are multiplied and of good quality so that they can be sold to the international market. But today, Gambia cannot, after 20 years, buy more than 30,000 to 40,000 tons a year of groundnuts. And before 1994, Gambia was buying over 150,000 tons of nuts. This is a shame. That's why I said we have misplaced a priority by the state. The last week in Mansakongo, I was privileged to be part of the youth committee, where it was established in the mid-75 by the Deputy Minister of Education, M.P. Cham. And then I chaired the 1992 Youth Week in Mansakongo, when P.P.P. was Vice President and Minister of Education, Youth and Sport. But at that time, it was the government and the private sector and other people who sponsor the Youth Week. But this time, so many things were taken to the Youth Week, and they said it was a personal gift from the president. Please let the president tell the Gambian people where he is getting all these millions. Because we all know that in 1994, he went to that State House penniless. Let him inform the Gambian people. We have a right to know. We now witness the president, as the vice president always says, this benevolence. Personally dishing out vehicles to ministries, to departments, and go to other government institutions. Where has he got all this money? And the private thing is, our institutions of state, particularly the Port Authority, spent over $200 billion to buy 2 new ferries over 2 years ago. Since those ferries were inaugurated, in the presence of the president, not one of them has ever been in service for 24 hours. What a waste. If this government had concept, they should have resigned, because $200 million from the coffers of this poor country is really the highest stage of incompetence and unprofessionalism. We should now work towards how to change this government so that we can put in place a government not only that is responsive to the needs of the Gambian people, but to a government that does not treat the Gambian people with impunity. Because this is impunity. When you lack the interest of the Gambian people, and when a government is insensitive to what the Gambian people need, because all these activities of the government are only geared towards the glorification of the head of state and nothing else. This has to stop. We in the PPP, we are ready to once more help the people of this government and lead to bring the change that is desired, the meaningful change that the ability of Gambians yearn for, to make sure we bring back sanity in the political, economic, social activities of this country. This we can only do with the support of all the Gambians, both within and outside the Gambia. As you are all aware, because of the dictatorship of this country, the opposition is never allowed to use the national radio and television to promote our agenda and to make sure we disseminate our programs to the Gambian people. Therefore, we need your support, Gambians, for us to be able to get the equipment and all those things that can allow us to go and meet the people at their homes, at their communities, at their bantabas, and talk to them and enlighten them, so that come 2016, they will vote en masse for the opposition to make sure the wastage, the misplaced priorities, the over-glorification of an individual, the over-concentration of power and authority in the house of one person, the violation of human rights, the violation and disrespect of the national constitution will come to an end once and for all. This we can do with your support. And I appeal to all Gambians to stand up and be counted. Now is the time. Gambia needs change. And this change, I am convinced, and we the PPP are convinced, that it can happen through a peaceful, democratic process, that all hands have to be on deck. Support us, support the PPP, support the opposition, so that come 1994, Yaya Jammeh will be given the red card. Long live the Gambia. God bless the Gambian people.